Hey guys, welcome back to Move It or Lose It. What I want you to grab is your big ball. This big ball is going to be your friend while you're in isolation, okay? So your big ball, a couple cushions of different kinds if you have. I've got a yoga bolster, so I'm going to use that. I've also got a great big thick folded pad that I'm going to use. Just find some things that we can stand on that your foot's not going to go right to the ground in. So if the cushion is too soft, it's not going to work. Okay, you want something that you can stand on that gives you instability. Okay, maybe you have a block of foam, something soft. Okay, and your little ball. And everybody can just let me know when you're here. And then we'll get started then. Okay, so just let me know you're here. Hey, Kathleen. Hey, Kathy. So we're starting to pop on now. We'll give you a few more minutes. So if you didn't catch the beginning, you want a big ball. If you have a yoga bolster or cushions of any kind, thick enough, make sure you're in a safe spot, please. Thick enough that if you stand on them, your foot doesn't just go right to the ground, okay? Your foot actually is off the ground a little bit so that you have some instability. Hey, Karen. Hey, guys. Joe. Elizabeth. Helene. Okay, we're all on, so I'm just giving you a few seconds to make sure you have your ball, some kind of cushions you can stand on, and of course your little ball. Sorry, I almost forgot about him. We're going to work on some balance and stability in a seated and a standing position today. So we're going to start with seated. Please make sure you are in a safe spot. So if you fall off the ball, maybe, pull all your blankets off your bed or something if you really need to. But make sure if you fall off your ball, guys, you're not going to hurt yourselves. You're not by stairs. Okay. If you need to, put your ball up against a wall so the wall is behind you. And maybe you even have some things around you to reach if you need to. Because at some point, if we bring both feet up off of this ball and you fall, I don't want you hurting yourself, okay? So as safe as you can. Only challenge yourself to where you are comfortable. So the first thing we need to do, most of you are comfortable on a ball. A few of you may not be really used to using them, but you need to get comfortable on a ball. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is when you sit on a ball, you should always be even here, okay? So your hips and your knees should be the same height, or knees should be lower, but you should never have your knees higher than your hips. If that's the case, you need a new ball, okay? You need something that's a little bit higher. So this way is perfectly fine, this way is not, okay? So I like to have my ball a little tiny bit deflated so that I can bounce a little bit more and control it. When your ball is too solid, it sometimes makes it a little more challenging, and not always in a good way. Okay, you can't always hold yourself properly and you're more likely to fall and lose control. Okay, so this is, like I said, you can see that my ball is pushed down a bit. That's the way I like it. Okay, first thing you're gonna do is just sit up nice and tall on your ball. You're going to find that proper posture. So your sits bones are on the ball. Okay, you're like a kite. You're nice and tall. You're nice and wide. The important part is to have your sits bones basically in the middle or the top peak of the ball. As soon as you roll forward into that and you feel that it's more the back of your bum into your tailbone, okay, really hard to sit up straight. If you go back the other way, okay, it's also hard. So find that top of the peak sits bones into the ball. Once you've found that, okay, we're just going to try to pick up a foot off the ground. It doesn't have to be super high. It can be wherever you're comfortable. Okay, and you're just going to keep yourself still there. Some of you, this is like, oh, whatever, easy peasy. Some of you, this right here is even a challenge. So please become familiar with these balls so that we can use them more and more in all of our workouts. Okay, so you might find that you go a little woohoo. It's not always muscles. It's sometimes your proprioceptors. As soon as you sit on a ball, your body's like, where am I? Whoa, whoa, how come I'm not on something solid? What do we need to do to adjust that so that you stay still? And that's what we're working on. Okay, so bring that leg down. Try the other leg. You may find that one side is weaker. So when I lift this leg, I know that this hip's got some issues. So what's happening for me is this a little bit. So I'm going to try not to allow this to happen. So I'm going to try to keep both sits bones, instead of one coming up, both sits bones nice and straight and solid on that ball. Okay, so you are in control. Your foot is right there. It's ready to go down. You're not way out here. Okay, you should never lose control because your foot can go right down on the ground instantly. Okay, come back around and just do some circles with the ball. Get that trunk loosened up. I'm sorry if you don't have a ball. I apologize. There's not a lot you can do right now. But again, we're using a ball in every workout almost, so. And then go the other way a little bit. Okay, you're gonna come up again and grab your ball. Those of you that can barely stay up on the ball, you're gonna practice that some more. Those of you that are good up on the ball, you're gonna bring one leg up and you're gonna challenge yourself by using your upper body, okay? The best way to start this, if you're like all over the place, is fix yourself on a point forward. Don't even look at the ball. Fix yourself at a point forward. That's the easiest. Okay, make sure your sits bones are even. Now, if you want to challenge yourself, start looking at the ball. And when you look at the ball, wherever your eyes go, your body's going to go, right? So you need to learn to control that stability a little bit so that doesn't happen, so that you don't fall off the ball or off the chair. Okay, so there's your challenge. Either stay straight ahead or challenge. Perfect. Try the other leg. See what he's got. See what happens over there. You might see me fall at some point today. There's a good chance. Like I said, this is good concussion stuff for me, but it's not easy anymore. Start fixed position, fixed focus. Keep your posture straight. Okay, good. So hopefully that challenged you a tiny bit more. Okay, we're gonna let the ball go for a second and challenge your brain by coming up on one foot and turn your head side to side. When you turn your head, you're gonna wanna crash down, okay? So you gotta control that. So make sure that foot that's gonna be solid is solid, okay? Once you're solid, then you can start to move your head without falling off the ball. Again, you might be not falling off at all. I never used to, now it's definitely a fall off. Okay. Again, keep trying it. If your body wants to go where your heart is going, that is natural, that is normal. Force it not to happen, okay? Good. Once you master something, it's time to make it harder. So try the other side a little bit. Okay, good, perfect. Bring your ball up again. Okay, you're gonna bring your ball out. You're gonna move your head out to the side with your ball and back. If you feel like lifting up a leg and continue to do this, you can definitely do that. My brain, the concussion, is saying that was enough for today, so I'm not going to lift my foot. I'm just gonna work on my eyes, okay? So over and up. So I've always said this, guys, when we're doing this type of work, if you're feeling a little nauseous or dizzy, that's okay, there's nothing wrong, but you may feel like you need to take a little bit of a break from it. Okay, so to the middle, out to the side, to the middle, out to the side. Only lift your foot if you feel like you can do that. Okay, perfect. Give that a rest. I'm going to give you a real challenge. You can only do this if you want to be insane and you're just fooling around. Do not blame me if you fall down, okay? So if you ever want to really challenge yourself, you sit up really tall on that ball, okay? Don't get stupid. I'm probably going to fall. And then you put your feet, you start with them up on a ball in front of you. Gonna lose it there. So it takes a while to figure out, and then you gotta use your core. Stay up, don't fall over. Or you can eventually, I haven't done this for a while, this might be a big boom. The hard part is to keep yourself not from caving under. Okay. So you can just play around with your ball. Some of you are gonna find that position right off the bat that you need to be in. And just play with your ball. Get very used to your ball, get used to rolling out, rolling back, and get comfortable with that. Okay, we're gonna stand up if you haven't already fallen on the ground. Okay, that's why you do it in a soft environment. And when you roll, tuck and roll, please don't do that and break your shoulder blades, okay? Don't stop yourself with your arm. Find a cushion, a mat, anything like that. I think I'm gonna try to use this cushion or this yoga bolster, and I might need a little something for stability just in case I get into trouble. Okay, so you're simply going to stand up onto it. Okay. If you have a wider base of support, you're going to be more secure. As soon as you bring that base of support inward, okay, you're not going to be as secure. So you pick what you need. Okay. And then when you feel ready, you're going to, big challenge, big challenge. You're going to bring that foot up. So it's the same thing that you guys do on the ground, right? You're here, you're square, you're there all day, your hips are perfect. You're going to make it harder on yourself. If this is too much, you get back on that ground and you keep working that. Okay, until you can't do it on the ground, don't get up on something is what I'm saying. Okay, when you're ready up here, you're gonna feel your feet, maybe your knees, your hips, every little thing. This is harder than this. Okay, whatever you need to do, have that foot ready to put right down. So I don't want that foot way out or anything crazy. Just have it right there to put down. Okay, try the other side. It's gonna be scary. Sorry, chopped my head off on you. Always have something nearby, guys. You can go against the wall, whatever you need. As your proprioceptors work, you'll find, hey, this isn't so bad. Not too bad. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the other foot. You're gonna challenge yourself. I'm not gonna do it here because I don't want you to hear me doing it, but I'm gonna try it in my head. But I want you guys to recite your favorite nursery rhyme. Okay? Good. Try the other side. It can be the same or a different nursery rhyme. The harder the nursery rhyme is to remember, the harder it's going to be to deal with. Okay. Beautiful. Come down. Depending on what you're using, I really like something a little bit rounded like this because you can really grab it with your feet. Okay, anything that you play with that you can kind of grab with your feet and use your feet to keep your balance as well is wonderful. Okay, let's put these things aside. We'll have a seat. Okay, I'm so far away, I know. Okay, we're gonna start with the toes. Wiggle the toes. Splay the toes, so separate your toes. We're gonna be doing some stuff a little more in depth on feet pretty soon. When I say we, between me and Ashley, one of us. Okay, curl the toes, curl them under, remembering that if you already have habitually curled toes, you might want to do more of the upward than downward. Okay, and then lift those toes up, 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 squeeze, up, squeeze. Okay, whichever of those you want. Okay, perfect. Let's make some circles with your ankle. Okay, and then the other way. We're going to make some names in a few seconds with the ankle. So just a few circles. The other way. Okay, bring your foot up. Your foot's your paintbrush. I want you to draw your name in little letters, please. So we're just working on that control. Middle name, last name, the whole shebang. I want that control and mobility of the ankle. When you're done, switch sides. It might be shaking a little bit, not doing exactly what you want it to do. That's okay, try your best. Perfect. Some of you have a longer name. Finish it off. Perfect. Stand up for a few seconds. Grab onto something if you need to. Up on your toes, down, up on your heels, down. Okay, so nice and straight ankles, onto the toes, down, up on your heels, down. That's going to be a little more challenging. Up on your heels, and down, and down. Up on your toes, walk a little tiny bit around the room. And then onto your heels, walk a tiny bit around the room. Perfect. Back to your chair. You're going to lift your foot just about an inch off the ground if you can, and you're going to let it swing side to side, keeping this bone straight. Okay? So you shouldn't be able to go very far on either side. If you can go as far as I went to right here, I just shifted the bone to do it. Okay? So I can only go usually about 30 to 30 degrees. If you're really truly keeping this straight, you might be able to go up to 45 if you're cheating a bit. So it's not a huge swing. Okay. Really feel it around the knee. Okay, let's try the other one. So again, bring it up. Keep this locked. That's the hard part. Just let that swing side to side with the knee. Okay, perfect. You're going to bring that leg out, point and flex, bring it down, up, point and flex, bring it down, up. Okay, so we're working on the knee again. Get that full range of motion up that you can. Last one. Okay, let's try the other one. Get that knee as straight as you can feel it, comfortable. So Helene, be careful. Down, and you can slow it down if you need to. Point and flex, bend. Straighten, point and flex, bend. Okay, perfect. We're going to stand up again. We're going to do our hips standing today. Okay, I'm going to use this for a little stability. If you don't need to use something, you definitely don't have to. But if you're going to do it, you make sure you get a good contraction. So the first one we're going to do is a 45-degree kickback. Rotate your foot out. You have a 90-degree here. Go to the 45, so to the corner of that. Really feel that glutes medius that is probably sore from yesterday. Tighten up and come back. Tighten up and come back. If you feel like he's just, you know what, he's angry from yesterday, don't go as far back and use it as more of a stretch, or come across and back, and he'll kind of stretch out a little bit on each one. Back, across, back. If you've got a hip replacement, you're only coming to the middle, you're not going across, right? So back, forward, back, forward. Should be contracting every time it goes back, right there. This one should be getting tired. Perfect. Give that one a shake. Rotate outward. Okay. Find your diagonal. Pop back and forward. Back and forward. Contract and stretch it. Contract it and stretch it. Perfect. Keep going. I got 2 more. Perfect. Come back down on your chair. You can wiggle around, do whatever you have to do. Those glutes are a little bit sore. Okay, hopefully you have a back to your chair. If not, you're gonna have to make an imaginary back there and really keep your spine nice and straight up and down, okay? Once you're there, you're gonna rotate from your belly button to your nose. Your hips aren't gonna go. Just rotate that upper body, okay? Thoracic spine, lower the spine, it's twisted. So belly button and nose. Keep the belly button where it is. Okay, so it's twisted. Keep it where it is for today. And see if, Kathy, you're obviously just going small ones, little forward. Anybody else with osteo, you're being careful. Okay, so my belly button is still, but my chest is gonna go a little farther from my belly button. And then without coming out of that, belly button is locked, chest can only go that far. How far can the neck go? This hip should not move. This other hip, opposite side. Pin him against the back of the chair. And then undo the head. Undo the top of your spine. Undo the bottom of your spine. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to go to the other side. So you're going to start with from the belly button all the way up to the nose. This hip still stays and rotate. It's hard not to want this hip to come away. So lined up, nice straight line. Your head didn't go, your nose didn't, go ahead of your belly button. So feel that lower back especially. And then keep the belly button rotated where it is. Chest can go farther, but it still lines up with the nose. Hip stays still. And then holding that, see if the head can go farther. You should feel like you made a spiral basically. You're really twisting. Undo your head first. Then under your chest to meet your belly button. And then your belly button to go straight forward. Everything is in a straight line. Perfect. Okay. We're going to retract. Bring your arms in front of you. Squeeze the shoulder blades down. Come back. Squeeze the shoulder blades down. Come back. Okay. Relax the neck. Relax the upper traps. Just use the bottom of tips of those shoulder blades to squeeze down towards each other. Okay, not popping your chest up, which extends your spine. Keep yourself solid. Okay, perfect. For those of you that can come up into a cowboy stance like this, okay, do that. If it has to be a little bit lower, that's okay. If it's straight line, that's great too. You don't have to go any higher than that, okay? We're gonna work on is rotation. So you're going to allow your hands to come a little bit farther back and up, back and up, back and up. Okay, then we're gonna extend that down. So as if you were sitting on a throne, and up, and let the arms, the elbows come forward compared to your hands a little bit. And down, and extend. So notice your shoulder blades help you with that. Okay, squeeze, when you're up here, squeeze those shoulder blades down a little bit, and that should open you up a little bit. If you tighten the chest, it's a little bit hard, but you need to work on that. And back, down. Feel those rotator cuffs. Get those hands behind if you can. Okay, good. Give those a rest. With or without your band, we're going to open up this way. So it's up to you whether you want to grab your band or not. Okay. Elbows against the body, palms forward, thumbs outward. Grab onto your band or not. Pull out, come back in. Pull out, come back in. Some more rotation, just slightly different. External rotation of your hip. When you go out, you're always externally rotating your shoulders. When you come in, you're internally rotating your shoulders. There's not a lot of resistance inward today. It's all outward. Perfect. Give that a little tiny bit of a shake. Okay, we're going to do our diagonals. So put your seatbelt on. You are the passenger. And open it up nice and wide and controlled to a straight line if you can. Excuse me, come back down. Open up. Come back down. So let me know, guys, if you're having any problems with the joint. Something's maybe happened in the meantime, if something's bothering you. Please message me so that we can sort that out. It's hard right now for those of us that see maybe physios or massage therapy on a regular basis just to keep ourselves functioning, and you don't have that right now. It's important that you need to fix anything that's going on right away before it becomes a problem. Okay, come back, other side, and down. Again, that little popping you might be feeling is perfectly fine as long as it's not causing you any pain, okay? You just might be a little bit tight or a little bit lax and things are just popping around. Okay, down, palm forward. Push it back with a little bit of power. Open it up. Push it back with a little bit of power. Open up. Okay. So I'm scooping through in a straight line over my shoulder. And one more if you can. Good. So that shoulder blade should really be moving. If you're not aware of it, it is. And if it's not moving really well, and you're like, oh, this is really hard, it's likely because you're super tight there. So it might be time to get a little ball in there and do some work. If you want me to do a session on how to release your rhomboids with a ball, message me, let me know, and I will do that. I know that some of you I've taught before. Okay, so I'm really reaching for that. Really feeling a pull every time. Okay, good. Let's pendulum. Yes, let's really release those shoulders. So hang them down. We're going to start with towards me and away from me, so back and forth. Okay, it's dead weight, elbows locked. Good. And then go side to side a little bit. Good. And then start the circle. You can go counterclockwise or clockwise, whichever you want to start with. We're going to do both. Let it come from the shoulder and not from the elbow or from the fingers or the wrist, right? Strictly shoulder. And then stop and go the other direction. Good. Switch sides. And go side to side a little. And some circles. And then the other direction. Perfect. Come up. We're going to work the neck muscles a little bit in a seated position. Okay, so you're going to focus on this one. What you're going to do is tense your jaw. Okay, so make some tension in your jaw. Okay, you're gonna feel the big muscles on the side. Relax them. Keep the tension in your jaw, but relax those muscles. Okay, you're gonna go to the deep muscles in the front of your neck here. You maybe don't even feel them. They're subtle, but the deep muscles that we're heading for. Okay, so nice and tall neck, clench down hard. Relax the big guys. Once you relax the big guys, you're going to feel all those muscles just under the jaw in here possibly, and the ones down in the front here. Okay, release that. Okay, so tense again. Tense. Release the big guys. Perfect, relax. Okay, now keeping your head nice and tall, you're going to push back your head and just hold that nice little stretch or tension in the back of your neck where your neck meets your head. And release that. Okay, again, your jaw is always nice and straight like it's on a table. And push your head back without the jaw coming down. Okay, don't forget, you can always focus on that little bit of retraction of the shoulders. They're kind of the two end points that bring everything back, right? Okay, let that go. Perfect. Bring your head down to one side very gently, and we'll just leave this trap stretch a tiny bit, and then you guys will be out of here. 12:30, Ashley stretching. 1 o'clock-ish. I'm going to post. I'm not going to do a live slow and steady today. Some of my slow and steadiers